Greenhouse is normally useful to help to grow different things out of season, for example, tomatoes, and that's because it's nice and warm inside a greenhouse. The planet obtained warmth in a similar way, which is fortunate because otherwise we could not survive without the natural greenhouse effect. The temperature on our planet would be around minus 18 grades Celsius instead of 15 grades Celsius that we have in average. But how it works? Sunlight, yellow, penetrates the gas layers of the atmosphere. Is partly absorbed and partly reflected, just like a greenhouse. Small particles in the air small particles in the air ensure that the percentage of the reflected radiation is sent back to the Earth. So, however, oil industry and other factors cause a lot of pollution by producing amount of carbon, dioxide, methane, etc. And those small particles increase in number, and the result is like a greenhouse. So an increased amount of radiation is sent back to the Earth, example here, and the heat is unable to escape, causing the temperature to rise constantly to our planet. So this is the first relation between thermodynamics and the greenhouse effect produced by oil industry. There is another one. This is a rig, and without rotating a steel drill bit that bores deep into the ground in search of oil, and then to get the oil out by lowering air pump into the well attached to like a walking beam that rise and fall, making the oil goes up. Finally, the oil flows into a holding tank, and they are used to separate oil from another substance and then produce different substances like furnace oil, jet or biodiesel, or gasoline. How is related with the first law of thermodynamics? That those substance making combustion is going to provide energy to another devices. I don't know, in form of heat, in form of maybe electricity. So we are going to have a transformation of energy. Now, the first law of thermodynamics says that the heat energy also cannot be created nor destroyed, and can only be transferred to one form or another. But we have to take into account this expression. This expression is internal energy is going to depend on the heat and is going to depend in the work. And this formula is going to change, and this sign is going to change. How? Depends if the work is done by the system or the work is done under the system. So, if it is done on the system, the work is going to be positive. If I have positive here, this number is positive and negative is going to be negative, right? Multiplication. If the work is done by the system, it means that the work is going to be negative. So minus and minus is going to be plus, it's positive. So we are going to have this situation. Also, you have to take into account the heat. If we use a font of heat, like here, we are going to be providing heat to the system. In that case, that heat is going to be positive. Instead of that, it's going to be negative. And that is the first law of thermodynamics.